Hello. Today's video is about the commonly used phrase, you need to be the bigger person. Have you ever been discussing the abuse from a narcissist in your life with someone who has told you that you just need to be the bigger person and let this go? I have, lots of times. So have many other victims of all kinds of abuse. Recently, this came to mind for some reason. I thought about it and realized it never did feel right to me. It seemed somehow patronizing and validating, manipulative, and shaming, but I was unsure why exactly I felt that way. After thinking about it for a little bit, I realized what the reasons are. If a victim's told they need to be the bigger person, it's shaming. It basically says something's wrong with you for being upset about this. Just get over it already. Shaming can be utterly devastating, in particular to victims of narcissistic abuse. Nothing can shut down a victim faster than shame, in my opinion. Saying you need to be the bigger person is an easy way for someone to stop a victim from discussing their abusive situation and pain. Some people who have survived abusive relationships absolutely refuse to face their pain. They ignore it or pretend the abuse didn't happen or that it wasn't really abuse. When someone discusses their abusive history, these people are determined to shut them down immediately because they don't want any reminders of their own pain. They may not necessarily be acting out of malice like some people do. It's just they don't have the strength or the courage to face their pain. Telling a victim to be the better person is an effective way for them to shut the victim down without sounding too harsh. Now, if the person who says this is also a narcissist, that person probably sees no problem with the abuse since they act in a similar way. When the victim points out it's wrong, that could be offending this narcissist's sensibilities. He or she wants to shut down the victim so he or she can go on acting terribly with no remorse. Not to mention, it's not about the narcissist, so the narcissist couldn't care less. Narcissists lack empathy, so no narcissist wants to be bothered with what he or she sees as your petty problems. There's also the possibility that the person could be a flying monkey of the original narcissist, and simply trying to shut down the victim and force the victim to continue to tolerate the abusive behavior from their narcissist. You need to be the bigger person also shows the person saying it thinks the victim has the ability to be mature. They aren't saying it to the abuser, after all. And that can be flattering, and as victims, most of us aren't used to someone believing anything at all good about us. It can be a good way for someone to shut down a victim while assuring the victim won't get angry, because that person's starving for any positive reinforcement they can find. I truly believe that someone saying you need to be the bigger person basically boils down to a way that people try to silence victims by using shaming while simultaneously making victims feel they shouldn't be angry at the person who is attempting to shut them down with this phrase. And in many cases, the person saying it is also trying to convince the victim to tolerate the abuse. It's an awful lot packed into one little phrase. If someone says this to you, please take it as a big red flag. This person isn't necessarily safe for you to open up to about the abuse that you've endured. Of course, you should talk about it, not only to help yourself heal, but also to help raise awareness of the horrors of narcissistic abuse. However, not everyone is safe to talk to about your experiences. Use wisdom in choosing who you open up to. Anyone who tells you to be the bigger person is not someone you need to open up to. Thank you for watching my video.